How was sin depicted in medieval art? Have you ever wondered how artists in medieval Europe portrayed the concept of sin? This theme was not just a passing thought. It was central to both theology and art during that time. Sin was seen as a violation of divine law, putting the soul's salvation at risk. Artists took this serious idea and transformed it into visual stories that spoke to the people of their time. One of the most common ways sin was depicted was through the 7 deadly sins: pride, avarice, lust, wrath, gluttony, envy, and sloth. Each of these sins was believed to corrupt a person's spiritual health and damage their relationship with God. Artists used vivid imagery to communicate these ideas, often creating allegorical figures that represented each sin. For instance, the story of Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden was a popular subject. This narrative illustrated the original sin and humanity's fall from grace. Artists like Lucas Cranach the Elder created striking images of this biblical event, emphasizing the tragic consequences of sin and the loss of innocence. The 7 deadly sins were often personified in art. Pride might be shown as a figure wearing a crown, while gluttony could be depicted as a large person indulging in food. Wrath was represented by angry characters, and envy was shown through figures casting jealous glances. These representations served as moral lessons, warning viewers against these destructive behaviors. Artists also used symbolic elements to representing sin. For example, serpents were commonly used to symbolize temptation and deceit, echoing the serpent in the Garden of Eden. The tongue was another important symbol, illustrating sins related to speech, such as slander and falsehood. Some artworks even depicted figures with exaggerated tongues to highlight the harmful power of cruel words. The hierarchy of sins was reflected in art as well. Pride was often depicted as the root sin, leading to all others. This ordering reinforced the idea that pride was the most dangerous sin. Artists arranged the other sins around pride to illustrate this concept visually. Medieval art served not just a religious purpose but also an educational one. Many people at the time could not read, so vivid imagery was crucial for teaching moral and spiritual lessons. While paintings in churches, illuminated manuscripts, and morality plays used striking images of sin and its consequences to reinforce the church's teachings. As society changed, some depictions of sin became more secular or even satirical. However, the core function of illustrating human fallibility and the struggle between virtue and vice remained. Sin in medieval art was depicted through biblical narratives, symbolic personifications, and allegorical imagery that communicated the theological understanding of sin as a moral failing. These visual representations served both devotional and educational purposes, reflecting the central role of sin in medieval European religious thought.